To the Nerds at Large E3 2018 recap. I'm Darby Hallman.
I'm Jeff Mann.
I'm Will Outlaw.
And boys, E3 happened kind of quite a while ago at this point.
2 weeks ago.
2 whole weeks ago. We just really wanted you to have time to sit in and process that intermission that Sony took and just really think about what it meant to you. How it made you feel.
Right.
And everything like that. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
That's what we did
for an hour.
We processed.
We're going to just be talking about the dude talking in front of the blue screen for an hour.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's what I signed up for.
Always the plan.
How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very tired. How did you like E3? Overall, very broad.
It was E3. You can argue there weren't that many big announcements.
Yes.
I think that would be something a lot of people took away. But
I think so.
Things are changing where not everything is at E3 compared to before, and games are taking longer.
Yeah. I think it's really weird. This is definitively it's absolutely not a bad E3, and I think it was probably one of the better ones we've had in my time of viewing E3. I think this is up there. But it was also, I think we all said this when we were doing our coverage, it was also kind of a weird E3. In a lot of ways. I feel just certain companies are just in kind of weird spaces, and Sony having what was for the most part a good press conference just done in a very bad presentation, or kind of stumbling through it. Microsoft being in maybe not the best place overall in their console and everything, but having such a just balls to the wall kick-ass press conference, and then Nintendo just focusing on one whole game. It was all things that I wanted to see, but it was also just kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of cool things. There just wasn't a bunch of announcements, but I don't think that's necessarily bad. It was fun. It was a good E3. It was better than last year's E3.
I think so. Yeah, I definitely think so.
Mine's going blank on what happened last E3.
Exactly.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I guess thinking about Sony kind of disappointed. I remember me and Darby a little bit last year just because it felt like kind of this year they didn't have really many big announcements. I mean, they did have Battle both year, but nothing crazy big like the first part the previous year. But they set expectations up
and if I'm remembering right, it was last year, all the major games that we saw were God of War and Spider-Man and Detroit. They were all games that we had seen quite a bit of several times before. Whereas this year, this was really the first time we've seen Ghost of Tsushima in a real way.
And Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Spider-Man stands out from the big four, but that's just coming out and they have to promote.
And it's just one game. That's one game in the whole. It felt like last year's conference was a whole conference of Spider-Mans, where it was we've seen this already. I want to buy this game already. Whereas this, even though they focused on just a few there, they were games we hadn't seen before much, and I really wanted to see. And kind of the same thing with Nintendo. Just the fact that they focused almost entirely on Smash.
About half their time.
Yeah, about half on Smash. And as I said in the discussion that me and Jeff did, I don't know if that was the best move for Nintendo as a company, just because if you're not into Smash and if you're wondering, what am I going to be playing on my Switch this year? This didn't exactly probably give you what you wanted, but at the same time, that Smash demonstration was amazing, and it gave me everything I wanted, and it's what I wanted to see. So, maybe not the best thing for them. Same thing with Microsoft. They gave me everything I wanted to see and then some, but very, 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 very little of that was actually Xbox exclusives that would change the game for Xbox. Mm-hmm. Most of those were third parties. So it was good as a video game fan, but maybe not as a Microsoft fan,
Absolutely.
I have things to say about that later.
Well, and let us remember that a lot of the surprises were ruined by Walmart Canada.
Walmart Canada did kind of take E3 out at the knees this year.
Really, just kneecapped E3.
But not as badly as people thought. Therefore, Andrew Renee owes Greg Miller a pizza.
Exactly. And that's what really matters here.
Yeah,
truly. Really and truly.
That's true. Yeah.
Kevin Coelho gets a pizza.
That's what we're all doing this for. But it was there was also just a lot of a lot of things announced before E3 period. Division was announced months ago, and then there was nothing until E3.
Yeah.
And Fallout 76, which
yeah, that was weird. I don't like that they announced that before.
And if it wasn't for Jason Schreier, we would have thought that you would have assumed it was just a normal Fallout game you were walking into until that press conference, you know.
Yeah, but it kind of made, in a weird way, it made sense for them to announce Fallout 76 because it was at Microsoft's conference. It was the same trailer we got in the Bethesda, but I don't know if you heard, but the Fallout 76 beta they announced it's going to be on Xbox first. So they have a marketing deal, so that's why it was at Microsoft. And
I wanted to get that out there.
I don't think they wanted to have a new Fallout game necessarily announced at Microsoft's thing. They wanted to kind of control that.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it just led, I mean, that's a very quick and easy way to get people to go watch your E3 stream.
That's true.
I mean, like when they know that they're getting
That's
a
good
Fallout
marketing.
game, you know?
Though it would have been crazy if nothing for Bethesda was leaked fast announced and we got a new Rage, new Doom, new Fallout, Starfield, and new Elder Scrolls announcements all in one conference.
A big asterisk on those last
you know what I mean.
Gigantic asterisk.
Even though we were down on that conference, it could have been incredible if we didn't know any of those games.
Maybe this is just us. Maybe it's just us being too
cynical.
spoiled and cynical.
Well, it may have helped because then you two especially probably would have been even more confused about Fallout 76. You were at the way you were because of Jason
if we were
Schreier's
just
article.
completely blindsided, we're like, "What new Fallout? Wait, what is this?" Yeah, that would have been.
And you guys were still confused after Jason Schreier's article and that stuff about some things.
Yeah, we were, and I'm still confused about some things after the E3 demonstration, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, that's Fallout 76 is a very big question mark going forward. But yeah. And then Ubisoft was just
the only good third-party conference, some would say. I think we all agreed on that.
In our opinion, and it was really just because of the dancing panda bear and stuff.
Yes,
of course,
that is correct.
Of it and everything. Well, Jeff, do either of you have any other lasting things you wanted to just say about E3 as a whole before we just dive into?
I think part of our reactions were not seeing things that we were for sure thought we were going to see.
Yeah.
Like Avengers, we thought maybe not sure.
Hey,
but
let's wait to get to disappointment.
all right. Yeah. I just think that that's part of our reaction. I feel like.
Well, it was kind of an E3 of also questionable decisions. Like, why did Square need a press conference this year?
And why did Sony bring people into a tent?
Yeah, why did Sony go halfway into this weird experience?
It was a weird E3, but it was fine. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
But I feel like, and this is just me saying something off the top of my head, the Last of Us thing could have worked if, depending how they got the whole people in there, because I know there was media and people in there, they did a thing okay, who's, maybe the first things, who really wants to there for Last of Us. They go in there, and it's a smaller number of people. They still do the cool thing where it's the same tent as in the thing, but everyone else is in the larger auditorium, and they can start that way. Everyone fills in later or something.
Right. or at least just during the intermission time, show us third-party trailers. Show us.
Well, they did
more than just the tiny Call of Duty and Destiny thing. Or what I thought would have been probably pretty cool for the people there, and it would have been fine for us too, is have a different setup like this for Last of Us, Death Stranding, Spider-Man, and Ghost of Tsushima. Kind of go all out for the four of them, and the press people there just say, which one do you want to go to?
Yeah.
There's 4 different stations. They're you're gonna see the rest of the conference on your screen, but you're gonna be there for the Last of Us experience or the Ghost of Tsushima experience and everything. And for us, it just cuts one to one. I don't know. It was it seemed like a half-formed idea that was just really strangely implemented.
Let's just get into it.
Let's just get into it.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, we got some categories for, I guess, award things. Not really, but
just categories for what we thought about E3. What we're coming away from it with.
Yep, we got multiple categories. We'll start with favorite trailers because it's E3. There are a bunch of trailers.
There's so many trailers.
So who wants to go first?
Not me.
I mean, I'll go. Cyberpunk.
I mean,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
I mean, what else needs to be said? It was I shouldn't say first time that game's been shown, but for all intents and purposes. First time that the game's been shown since any work had begun on it. So
first time where I'm pretty convinced it's okay, I'm looking at the game.
Yeah.
This is
first introduction to the game.
And the world.
Highly anticipated. It gave, even without gameplay, it gave a good idea of what you were going to be doing. in the game.
Now, and then some people got to see gameplay and all giving a game a show, and we don't get to see one.
Yeah, that is actually pretty sad.
Well, and it's kind of a very, like, kind of going on a tangent, but that's a very old E3 move. I feel like that doesn't happen that much anymore, where press see this gigantic behind closed doors that they cannot stop raving about, and then we don't get to see
I know, it makes the kind of everyone giving game a show kind of frustrating. It's like, I believe you, but I want to see it.
I mean, I'm not frustrated at the outlets for doing it. I just want to see it.
No. I don't mean that. I'm just frustrated. I'm not even frustrated at CD Projekt Red because they said today that it was pre-alpha stuff.
Yeah.
It's in pre-alpha, so if they did show that stuff, people would be tearing apart for every little thing.
Exactly. Like, while it's frustrating, and to me, like, I would understand, I want to see it, but the general public, there's probably, I heard some, like, game press people saying, like, yeah, I doubt that's the final audio, because people were saying, like, there's certain things, like, the audio was not the best, the acting kind of seemed like it was just random people and everything, and stuff like that, because this game is still, like, very early in development and stuff, and games press understand that, but the general public who just sees it on YouTube would probably be like, oh, God, this is terrible, this they focus on a certain few things, so I kind of get it. I get it from CD Projekt Red's perspective. They want to wait until it's an actual kind of finished product that everyone else is seeing, and instead just show it to the press who know.
Again, I understand it. It's frustrating. Yeah. Now, I expect it's probably going to give a show for a lot of these same outlets at least one or two other times.
I hope it's not that far away, but
I can't imagine it's like 2020 at the earliest.
Maybe I'm just optimistic, but I thought...
I think that's a fall 2019 game.
I could see spring 2020, but that's probably where I would realistically put it at.
Yeah, spring 2020 is the absolute earliest.
Like, they've had concepts for this game, like, 3 years before The Witcher 3 was made.
Yeah, concepts.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like...
Well, when did Skull and Bones come out? No, not Skull and Bones.
Blood and Wine.
Blood and Wine, yeah. 2015?
I think it was 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, and this game is arguably more ambitious in a lot of ways. So that's
definitely more.
It's going to take a lot of work.
Maybe you're right, Jeff.
And I don't mean that.
He's probably right. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I don't even mean that as they're taking too long. It's like, take your time with this. You're going crazy with this. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, well, you want to?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sorry. What other trailers?
Oh, for me, just go through all mine.
How do we do one for one? I don't
know. We can go one for. I mean, mine was Cyberpunk too.
Okay, I guess I'll do one. Cyberpunk was a mine. Because I'm me, I had to go Kingdom Hearts. Pirates trailer.
What? Those trailers were terrible.
Favorites, not best. Okay. That's why I put favorite specifically.
Alright, fair enough.
Well, they were great to me.
What about that Pirates trailer? Knocked that one over the edge.
I don't know, it's kind of blowing away. It's like they brought back an old world, but made it feel new, made it look a whole lot better than...
Strikingly good. Like, it was striking how much that looked like Orlando.
I had a couple friends who were saying that game looks terrible to them. As Kingdom Hearts fans.
That is interesting. Even
visually.
I'll be honest, and please don't be mad, Jeff. I expect that this game mechanically and stuff is not going to be up to par to modern standards, and I also don't think that really matters. Like,
I want to
for the Kingdom Hearts fans or whatever, like, who have been waiting for this for so long, I don't think it's going to matter. Like, I bet there's going to be outlets to come out here and say like 7.5, and some people will be up in arms about it and everything. But it's not going to matter. Like, you're going to pick it up and you're going to love it. And I'm not saying it's any less than that. It's just this game has been in development for so.
What I want to know is what would make you not like the game? What would disappoint you?
It is a technical mess and the gameplay is just absolutely horrible.
Okay. Technical issues, gameplay.
I mean,
I guess there's a limit. There's like,
I mean, from a story thing, the story's complete like anime nonsense, and I've accepted that point, and I can get into that.
Anime nonsense.
So, yeah. and let me have fun with Disney Worlds.
No, that's what. It's just fun. It's a fun thing. Yeah.
Well, my next one is Beyond Good and Evil 2, and
it's on mine as well. Of course.
I don't even really care for this game. I mean, I'm interested now, but before this, I was like, whatever.
That was an exciting cinematic.
Yeah, the cinematic was awesome. I thought it was really cool to look at.
I think that's the way to do. Like, I'm not usually a huge fan of cinematic trailers, but I feel like that was like it was building intrigue with these characters. it was same characters you saw before, and you're kind of getting to know them more. And then the big reveal with I don't know much about it.
Some people I've seen are not happy with the way necessarily Beyond Good and Evil doing things, having 2 cinematic trailers in a row. But it is early. You can maybe say they shouldn't have showed it this early, but this is a weird thing.
It feels different for some reason, but
yeah, and I think Tim Getty said this, like, he's the whole thing of being okay with some games being announced far in advance and getting some frequent updates, but if it was all the games, then that would be a problem. I feel like Beyond Good and Evil 2 is one of those games that if they show things consistently and we see actual progress, it's fine. They've showing some gameplay stuff here and there on streams and stuff. It was off screen, which was kind of sucked, but they did show actual gameplay.
Yeah,
that's true.
This time, and they're talking about how they're still playing stuff for the future. And what made at least this cinematic trailer different is we did see the 2 main characters from last game, Paige and Jade, and that final reveal, which had every Beyond Good and Evil fan like, what is going on?
And part of it is this has just been pitched as such a passion project almost for that, and it's like you owe it to the people coming out, and they're coming out with all this creator stuff to be like.
I also feel like it's almost better that they keep showing it, because then they're actually making progress on it. They're like working on it. Otherwise, you'd be like, is this really coming out?
Now, if it was next E3 and we just get another cinematic trailer and nothing else with it, that's definitely when we all should start like.
I think maybe skip next E3 unless you have
something like substantial gameplay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little different Cyberpunk when we just got the trailer and people seeing some more stuff behind closed doors.
Yeah. My number 2 trailer.
I didn't really number these. I'm just
whatever. Maybe later on it won't be numbered, but this I think is numbered. Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
I only got 1 more left now, guys. Taking out mine.
Perfect.
I don't know. This trailer is just like
I agree.
everything that I could have wanted from a Fire Emblem game. I was gonna be excited no matter what. Like I was gonna
unless they went completely waifu pandering.
Yeah, I guess if it went too far, but like I'm
glad I lost.
Like I have learned to accept some waifu pandering when it comes to Fire Emblem games, just because I enjoy the game so much. Have you never heard waifu before? That's hilarious to me. Oh my god.
I'm not one of these anime punks.
He really looked at waifu?
He literally looked at waifu.
I had an idea of what it meant.
So I would have been happy no matter what, but then this comes out and it's like, it looks like the perfect blend of the kind of old school Fire Emblem where it's like you're looking more at this military conflict with these people. The art design of it looks way more, I don't even know, realistic, but not really. You know what I mean, though. It looks
more mature designs.
Right. And then on top of that, they're actually it's not just a copy and paste of Fire Emblem. It's like they're actually saying we have this on Switch and we have this is a good reset point for Fire Emblem where people are going to be coming in. How could we change this? And it looks like the evolution of Fire Emblem, and it's starting to look like for lack of a word, a mature RPG that I could recommend to people and not have to say, but you have to deal with this and this and this. Mm-hmm. This is looking like I could see this being.
Hey, check out Fire Emblem Camilla.
Yeah.
I typed in Fire Emblem and the second result is Fire Emblem Waifu.
I could see this game. This is way too early to be saying these type of things. But this is striking me as something like this could be looked on more as a classic for Fire Emblem than Awakening and Fates and stuff.
Yeah,
but
Awakening brought the series back, but it is probably one of the lower end as far as being one of the best Fire Emblem games, in my opinion.
I agree, and it's still great. But yeah I agree. I don't know. That trailer did everything.
Also, Will is playing the trailer, and one thing that immediately stood out is all the soldiers being on there. Using the Switch, the fact that it's more powerful.
Yeah, and people who didn't play Fire Emblem obviously wouldn't know that that's special, but for us, that is something, And the actual grid-based thing, it looks like it's still grid-based, but it's different.
And they use some formation things in there, later in the trailer. When they went into the triangle thing, makes you think, okay, is that a system? Does the formation you see soldiers matter?
And will this feel more like it's actually my army versus this army instead of my 6 guys versus your 6 guys? And so it could
walking around the castle. Come on.
Yes, there's a lot of potential for this game. I'm very excited.
We gotta wait to spring next year, but
I can wait.
Take the time you need.
I can do it. All right, Jeff.
My final trailer. Again, favorite trailers. Jump Force.
That makes sense.
I mean, again, I have no delusion that this game is going to be anything more than okay. Like, I have no delusion that. But the trailer's still hype, showing the monuments from
fun crossover, man.
Yeah, exactly. Showing the things from Naruto, One Piece, and Goku to get your idea of setting up, like, this is a crossover thing, and then showing each individual one, and then fighting Frieza, Dragon Ball villain. And then, even though it's not going to be playable, the ending thing with Light and Ryuk is hype.
I mean, honestly, regardless of how the game turns out, that trailer was hype. That trailer was like really well done, and how it just builds up.
Unless you go crazy announcing roster, if you're going to keep it simple in the beginning as far as the roster, that's about as good, in my opinion, you can do something like that.
I agree.
And make sure a bunch of crazy theories like, why are they in New York?
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, just being able to sit next to you and watch you get excited for that was worth it.
Yeah, same for me. I couldn't care less, but I was excited.
Just to feed off of Jeff's excitement. It was pretty great.
Day one.
My last one is Resident Evil 2 Remake.
That barely missed mine.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was at first, but
we're a rat.
Yeah,
that's one of those things where if we were doing just straight up best trailers, that'd be on it.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that no one really knew what they were looking at for a while.
But they threw hints up there with the PS1.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. I think, I only played like Resident Evil 5, and I actually really liked that game. But for some reason, Resident Evil has always struck me as like something I want to play. So I was excited to see this game.
Yeah, I'll consider it because, I mean, everything I've seen looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It looks so good.
You guys might have it too. I know I got a remake from PS Plus at some point.
I might.
Yeah,
so I'm planning on playing that before.
I tried it. I can't play it. It's so old.
Too spoopy?
Old game's old.
Too old.
I don't like the fixed cameras and stuff. I don't know. That's why I'm excited for this one.
Hard to go back to, yeah.
Third person.
I mean, if I don't like remake, that doesn't mean anything about how I like this one, but I'm gonna give it a try. At least then I'll know the story.
Yeah. Have they confirmed if the remake is gonna have fixed camera option?
Okay, I heard that as an off comment from Easy Allies, and then since then I haven't heard a single thing about it.
It seems like that would be really weird to design the game third person and then have the option for that. It's like, how would that even work?
Yeah, I heard that, and then I heard anything else, and then I heard more about just other stuff about the game. Then I agree with you. Yeah, I don't care either way, but
well, my last favorite one, again, favorite, not best, because I do not think this is one of the best trailers, but that Ridley trailer was just very hype.
Which one?
The Ridley announcement.
Oh.
For Smash Bros. Just the fact that they literally...
That was cool.
There was a Nintendo, sanctioned and made trailer where Mario gets brutally murdered, and that just makes me so happy for some reason. The fact that...
The CG was pretty cool.
It was... I mean, it was just like, all those Smash trailers, have no right to be... Is kind of gritty and just crazy.
I remember
as they are.
The intro to Brawl was amazing when it came out.
Yeah.
So hype.
Oh, I loved all those cutscenes in that Brawl story mode thing. I mean, it's just complete fan servicey BS.
Give me another
who cares? Who cares, man?
Make a sequel, dang it. Make that the way you unlock characters quickly. Just play through that.
Just, I guess, make the platforming better, or just don't have it. Or have it different.
I know, so the exact same gameplay. I say just do a story mode with a bunch of cutscenes.
Yeah, even if I'm just doing fights, just show me those hype cutscenes, man.
Yeah.
Give me a Smash Bros. Movie inside of it.
I bet we're gonna have the same favorite demo as number one.
I kind of think we are too. Everyone's saying it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Last of Us.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, that showing was amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly I knew that we would. I didn't 100% know if that would be your number one, but
again, I don't have it in order, but
I think if you go back and watch our reactions to that, we were all just captivated.
Yeah.
We were all just locked into this thing the whole way.
I could not take my eyes away. I was so excited.
And just the fact that a trailer gameplay thing, whatever E3 showing of a game had that much of an arc and resolution and stuff.
That was a short film.
Yeah.
It was insane.
The fact that it had the started out and then the they should be terrified of you. It's oh my god.
And what makes me even more excited about it is, again, this is, I think, the same section of the game, so it could still be kind of scripted in a way, but people going to behind the door demo or whatever for Last of Us Part 2 and seeing someone actually play it and the similar kind of things happening.
Yeah, and that's because on top of like the story and the arc and the pacing of the trailer, which was amazing, it was also like it very subtly showed, hey, this gameplay looks a good bit different. Where it's like she's interacting with things on the fly, and there's a lot going on.
So it's like there's more interaction with the environment, and enemies are interacting more with the environment, and just everything seems more fluid and more like this is actually happening and less video gaming.
Yeah, which it's a problem. And I mean, it's still a problem that I could see. Like, I really still want to like see definitive proof that this is like all gameplay happening, because I love Naughty Dog. I absolutely love them, but they have a tendency to be a little too cinematic for me. Where it's like things, especially Uncharted is like one of the biggest like faults of that. Where it's like things are happening or I'm doing things. It's like when I stop and think about it, I was like, this isn't fun. It's just like you're just doing it just to have the cinematic moment of it.
I like it as a visceral experience.
Yes, yeah. I mean, and I'm not like one of those, like, I think gameplay is the most important thing usually, but I think Naughty Dog kind of like puts that on its head sometimes. But at the same time, you still need to make sure there is a gameplay experience. And I just hope that there's not, like, it's not just you press forward and stuff happens. It's like you're actually like pressing buttons and making those decisions. That's just all I hope. But I have faith. I have a lot of faith in them.
Okay, Dari, what's another one for you?
Well, my number 2 should be very obvious. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, like, we got like 25 minutes of like, we're gonna show you everything. We're gonna take like the nerdiest deep dive into this game that we could possibly take. And
what's all the other gameplay we got outside of it?
Absolutely here for it. I mean, it's it's hard to say anything more about that. Smash Bros. Just everything. Ultimate.
What you got,
it is Ultimate.
Let's see what I got next. I'll go this one. Let's wait. Actually, I'll go Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like I was definitely more high on that than you guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Understandably. It was honestly what I expected out of it and kind of wanted. It seemed more grounded, and I get you guys' complaints. I feel like it's one of the things we may need to see more, and maybe even feel how it controls, get the feel of it.
Yeah, I think.
I get what you mean about it kind of cinematic and stuff just happening with your input.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can kind of see how you are in control of it.
I mean, this is one of those things that future showings of this game could completely evaporate everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like that could all be crushed in the moment.
I was gonna say, like, I could easily find myself whenever we play this game in a year or whatever, like, I could absolutely love this game, but right now
and on the flip side, I could end up playing it, and you guys are completely right, or even it's even more like you guys are thinking, and I hate it.
Oh, and I could still, even though like we're talking here, like when we did our after thing or whatever, you were a lot more high than us. I could absolutely see this being a case where I buy it day one and you don't play it for a year. I mean, I could see that happening because I could see because tone and setting and everything wise, it was honestly probably one of my favorite things of E3.
Oh yeah,
it was like when it busted into that world and it was just like you see the trees going and it's slow.
It's so pretty.
It's slow paced in the best possible way. It was like very deliberate.
Plus, and as far as me getting it right away, unless something I really, really want comes out at the same time, it's a sure thing because I can't remember if it's on the podcast. I've loved the 6 past Sucker Punch games, the infamous Sly-Cooper games. So
yeah.
So, and it's been a while.
Yeah. so they're one of the developers I trust the most. So
yeah. No, like that game could easily be, and like apparently like people are very interested in that game. Like it's like just views wise, like clicks on Ghost of Tsushima is like a lot more than I ever thought it would be. So people are hyped, and I am one of those people.
I definitely want to see more.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we will. Who knows when though?
Another of my favorite demos was Rage 2.
I figured at least one of you would pick that one.
Man, I thought that game looks fun. I'm so excited. I didn't know it was Avalanche until I guess E3 started. And I loved Mad Max, so the fact that it's, Rage gunplay with in the Mad Max type of world, I'm super excited now.
Yeah, it looks like more colorful than old Rage.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wasn't that familiar with Rage, and I saw something. It's like, this looks exactly what it would.
It has character.
The time period.
Yeah, it just has character. I'm excited.
This is almost striking me kind of like Prey 2 was nothing like Prey and had nothing to do with it. It was basically
yeah,
slapped Prey on it. This is almost seeming like the same thing with Rage, and I'm not mad about it. I mean, it's like that. Yeah, that's a game that I had like no expectations going into E3. I'm like, okay, whatever. It looks a little too goofy for me or whatever. And we got in there, it was like man, this just looks fun. It was like just the minute to minute, like the shooting and everything, and it just like the trailer kept. It was a long gameplay trailer. It was fine because it just kept going. It was good.
Mm-hmm. That was even as someone I know I'm not getting this game. That's definitely one of the highlight of Bethesda's, in my opinion.
Yeah,
press conference.
Just how quality it's looking. Like I think it's gonna turn out.
I was always interested, but yeah, that demo just made me excited. It just looks so much fun to play. Yeah. So
hopefully it doesn't fall into the Bethesda single player game curse.
Yeah, seriously.
Where it reviews very well but sells.
I think the fact that it's open world will help, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. How about you, Darb?
I think mine got mixed up here.
Oh, Darby. You're fired.
I'll stand by it. I think this is maybe like this is a weird one because I don't even like 100% know if I'm getting this game immediately
or at all. I'm like that too. I have some.
But that whole like Metro gameplay thing, I thought looked awesome. And
I was definitely like that last year. The first showing, I was like, holy cow.
Well, I thought this even won up that one. It was just. And I definitely think this is a big candidate for when it comes out. There'll be all the videos of like, it looks worse than it did when they showed it at E3 because that looked too good. Like, it almost looks like the next console generation good as far as visuals. And just like the Metro world, I played some of an old Metro game, I don't even remember which one. And it's always like interested me. This one looks a little more over the top than the other ones, which turns me off a little bit. But it looks fun. The world looks like very interesting. And I just thought that was a really well put together trailer. Mm-hmm. Whether I end up getting this game or not, that was just a really good gameplay showing.
Same thing with Rage. When are those two games coming out / when their windows?
Is it Metro the February 22nd? Like one of those? I thought it was one of the...
Metro is February 22nd.
Yep, Rage, with Anthem and Days Gone.
Rage is just 2019, what I have right now.
Okay, you're right with Metro. So I kept thinking Division was in, but that's in March.
Yeah, that's March.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. What's your last one, Jeffrey?
Actually, I got two more.
Or two more. Whatever. You know, man.
I think there's another one I was more high on than you guys. Spoderman. It just looked hype. I liked the story thing they were going with, the whole jailbreak thing, and kind of slowly introducing the characters, showing, okay, this is the reason that, probably, assuming this is the beginning of the game, that you'll see a bunch of villains throughout the world all at once, and... like, okay, Sinister Six, cool, yeah, fun. And then that little tease at the end, like, who is that?
Yeah.
Kind of just setting anything up, and gameplay is just fun.
I definitely enjoyed it. I was kind of with Darby where I was hoping for more of a just like open world type of demo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's show that later.
Yeah.
And that's why I was pretty satisfied with the things I saw afterwards.
But as a cinematic, I mean, it was awesome. Yeah. Cinematic.
Yeah.
And I don't I've seen people worrying about that they're spoiling things. I get the feeling that that's something that's going to happen immediately, and it's just like right from the bat, all these enemies are out, and there's going to be different side stories with them. That's the feeling. I
actually applaud Insomniac and whoever's making these decisions because I feel like we know.
Yeah, we still barely know anything.
Yeah. For how many times we've seen it? Yeah,
we know Mr. Negative thing. We know the Sinister Six are a thing, but we don't know the extent or if it's going to be one of those things. They're just in the beginning, and then it switches to someone else. We don't know much.
And there's going to be some turn. Absolutely. It was kind of the same thing with The Last of Us. Like, with how much we've seen it, I still don't have a clue what that game's about. And I like that. That excites me.
And Spider-Man comes out soon. So.
Yep. Get hype.
If only it wasn't the same week as Dragon Quest.
Is that day one for you, Will?
Oh, yeah. I'll be getting that day one.
Also, this was like the most comic booky it ever looked, in a good way. This game has looked yet.
This game needs to be comic booky. Yeah. It needs to be the opposite of Arkham.
I was a little worried that it wouldn't, just because this is supposed to be an older Spider-Man. I was worried it was going to miss some of that. But
he's still like our age.
Yeah. I thought he was like upper 20s. I guess.
Nope. He's like 24 or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. He's still been at 8 years. If he starts at like 16.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What are we moving on to now?
I think do we got any more gameplay?
I was gonna say that the Division 2 really impressed me, especially after not really enjoying the first one all that much. I was still pretty excited to see that demo, and just like opening in the green like national park or whatever, I thought was smart.
Are we still in DC?
I thought that was a smart move, showing a different environment. So yeah, I actually really like that demo. I know y'all aren't interested in that game.
No, I think if we're talking about best, I think that was one of the best.
Yeah.
Like, Division 2 showing the entire thing at Ubisoft and that one-shot trailer. I think that one-shot trailer...
Man, we should have put that in
That
trailers.
was... I mean, I legitimately think in everything that happened at E3, like, this is just favorites or whatever, and I'm not that interested in Division, so it's probably not one of my favorites, but if you're talking about best, that was probably, like, top 3 or 4 trailers.
That was an incredible
all
trailer.
Of E3. Like, that was an insanely shot trailer. That was so
with Division, Metro, and Rage, I'm not interested in those games. That's clear to me. But all their showings were fantastic.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
All right, I got one more just real quick. I don't know if this counts for technically since it was a press conference, but Hitman 2.
Yes,
all those gameplay stuff that came out of that just looked really good, and I think showed the kind of improvement you want from Hitman 1 to this.
Yeah,
I really want to play that first game. It's been on my backlog forever.
I was telling them that would be a good let's play for us to do. Like Jeff's playing, and I'm just telling him like, kill the guy, kill him, Jeff.
We switch back and forth when we fail.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I've never actually played a Hitman game, but I'm a huge stealth guy.
I think I played one a long time ago.
I never played one, but the first one just looks too good.
Yes.
Okay, so next category, favorite announcements.
There's not many of them.
I was able to get 5.
Well, just go for it.
One of them I'm cheating.
We also lost some of mine, so just go.
Okay, I got Jump Force. Enough said right there.
That's good.
Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition.
Absolutely.
Like when we did our top whatever games of all time, top 10 game of all time. It's coming to Switch. It's going to run fine on there, I'm sure. We get content that was only released in Japan we have not gotten yet, including party members. So I am all there for that.
Absolutely.
I'll just go for mine. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. It was just a fun little announcement.
That's
it's
cool,
out now. It seems to be good. It's setting up for Life is Strange Season 2, which we know we're getting sooner rather than later. Sooner than we thought we were going to. And it carries over. It's free, so. I put Control on here.
Yeah,
because
I thought about that.
That's probably one of my favorites.
Because what was Remedy's last game? Quantum
Break. Yeah.
I thought that looked good, but the whole TV thing was kind of like to me. Hard. I didn't play it, but
and you didn't have an Xbox.
I did, I didn't have the time, but I do now.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So I thought that was weird, but this is going all in on it's a gameplay, full regular game.
Yeah.
We don't know much of the story, but from the gameplay standpoint, it looks really cool. And Easy Allies, for example, is up behind closed doors, and from what they've seen and everything, it seems to look as awesome as the trailer did.
So yeah. I'm fine. And that was just an awesome trailer.
And last one, I don't know if this necessarily counts as announcements, we kind of knew it was coming. Fire Emblem Houses.
That was my number one. I mean, that was I just remembered that was originally going to be my number one was Fire Emblem. I consider it announcements because we knew that a game was coming, but we didn't know anything about it. Like we knew that a Fire Emblem game was coming, but I mean, I'm not going to have my favorite ones, but other just that I think were like really awesome announcements. Does Sekiro count? Because
I counted that on mine.
Let me put it this way: we're counting Fire Emblem.
Yeah, exactly, and they really.
Plus, we can play loose with these rules.
It's our Who cares? I mean, no, that Sekiro was awesome.
Whenever From Software is announcing something, it's exciting. Yes. Whatever it is.
And I don't know, but I mean, this even though I haven't played any of the Souls games and stuff, this kind of struck me as I don't know, something about it reached out to me.
I agree.
Even not being a Souls guy or a Bloodborne guy, where it's just this felt like, oh, I could jump in here. I've also heard that apparently it's supposed to be maybe even harder than Souls, so maybe I'm wrong with that, but
you won't die.
The tone seems different, and some of the RPG-ish stuff doesn't seem the same as Souls. It seems different but similar. Good balance of the two. And apparently, just Japanese games are all the thing now. Japanese-based games, set.
I'm also playing a little loose because I'm gonna say that Super Smash Brothers you can play as every character ever. Most one of the coolest announcements.
That was one. Yeah, I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
And also, this isn't the last time I'm going to mention it, but Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Yeah.
I think it looks so cool.
Yeah. Part of the reason I didn't put that one on there because it's
kind of revealed, I guess.
Yeah, partly that, and I figured someone else would mention it as well.
Yeah, that's one of the best. All right, let's just speed through.
Okay.
Let's just keep it moving because we got to get to who won.
Yeah. Okay, we got biggest surprises. I have some. Who wants to go first?
Biggest surprises? I have every Smash character ever.
Oh, yeah, that was my that was my number one. I mean, nothing was more surprising than that.
I have Jump Force because I don't think anyone would have imagined that was a thing.
yeah. I did not expect, even if it was, I would not expect an Xbox. No, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I have Neo 2 just because that came out. It seemed like really recently, and they were just
Wasn't that last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Early last year.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I don't know.
We didn't see much, so it's probably early, so who knows when we'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not super interested, but I was like, well, that's a quick turnaround announcement. So.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's really cool for them.
And then I hate that I'm putting this, but I also put Starfield and Elder Scrolls, because that was a surprise.
Is it going to be under biggest disappointment as well?
Honestly, yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, it's just the biggest nothing. It's just, it is. And that's about it. No, I mean, mine were kind of weak. I don't feel like there was many surprises. I mean, it's just like the Smash Bros. Thing and everything. Kind of Fire Emblem being what it is was a big surprise.
Wait, I'm a little bit confused. On your predictions, you said something about Fire Emblem would go back to how it was before or something. What was the last Fire Emblem? How was it different?
The Fates came out. It was basically 2 games.
Okay.
That was you could. There were 2 games that told. They were set. Okay, basically, there's 2 different houses in this story.
Okay.
And depending on which of the 2 games you bought,
gotcha.
you would
it's Pokemon
align to one. But they were completely the maps and everything were completely different.
Okay.
There was only a few that were the same.
And
so it was basically 2 different games.
Did not like that.
They just combined to it. No, I think it was fine, but it also makes you have to buy twice the amount of stuff. So I predicted they would go back.
All right.
Yep. Did a pretty bad job of explaining that.
I understand it though.
I'm glad you did.
Okay, because I went for my surprises. I was surprised the amount of quality-looking VR games shown. Or PlayStation VR between Beat Saber, Ghost Giant, Tetris Effect.
Beat Saber looks so cool.
Yeah, the From Software game, which apparently the From Software Dercine VR game is 8 hours long.
That's
That's I guess we're more excited. Transference and Bethesda's VR offerings look cool.
Yeah.
So. I put Microsoft investment in the future.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, that is a
Ninja
good
Theory.
I figured that's something we could talk about at least a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I want to talk on a main topic sometime soon that we get Will on just about Microsoft in general and how this E3 was kind of the beginning of their positioning for the future. And that I feel like that breaking up and saying we're getting all these first party studios cannot be understated how much that was literally the single biggest complaint that Microsoft has, and they're coming out at E3 saying look at what we're doing.
Yes,
we know that this is not an immediate thing, but we're gearing up for the future.
Yep. And I think yes, you can say they don't have that much in the short term, and I would agree. But yeah, they definitely Nintendo was doing towards the end of the Wii U going to the Switch. They're setting up for the future with all their programs that they're doing Game Pass and all the studios and everything, and them throwing out there pretty nonchalantly the fact they're working on a new console, and kind of said later they're announcing it in more detail next year.
Yeah, and all this is coming at the same time when Sony is starting to make a lot of backwards moves and having tons of bad press. I feel like we've seen this story before,
yeah, seriously.
Just in the complete opposite way in around 2013. It's kind of wild, but anyway.
Another surprise, don't know its marketing plan for Life is Strange 2, announcing a free kind of own game thing, demo thing to lead into Life is Strange 2. Not announcing Life is Strange 2 really at E3, but announcing it a week later.
Yeah.
Be hey, it's a couple months away.
Which seems weird, but I think it's actually very smart.
Yeah, they were able to focus on Captain Spirit during E3 to get people excited for that. Then about the time it came out, be hey, this thing's about to come out. Here is what it leads into.
And now, once you announce Life is Strange Season 2, then people will oh wait, I can go play something now for free that has to do with that. So they immediately go do it. think it's smart. I think
Yeah.
it's very smart.
Like a waifus in Fire Emblem. This should be a nice surprise. And Star Fox and Starlink. I just gotta throw that out there.
Yeah, it is a big surprise.
That's true.
I think people are overblowing how cool that is because I really think it's just Star Fox in a not great game. Like, I think it's just Star Fox like shoved into a not like this is not even in the same stratosphere as Mario plus Rabbids when it comes to a Ubisoft collaboration. But some people are acting like it's a bigger deal than it is.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. We gotta get to it.
Biggest disappointments then. Here we go.
I mean,
I clumped 3 together. No Superman / Rocksteady.
Same.
No Avengers.
Same.
And for me personally, no Splinter Cell.
Then I'll just log on to the end of there. No Fable 4.
No Fable 4.
Yeah. I had the Rocksteady and Avengers thing, of course. I put Kingdom Hearts coming out in 2019.
You got 3 trailers. You're okay.
3 of the same trailer.
Hey, 2 are completely 1% different.
2.5. You got 2.5 trailers.
Oh, and third-party conferences in general at Ubisoft.
Yeah,
just
being
big
kind of
disappointments.
lackluster. Yeah.
And we can also say, again, nothing about Starfield. Just the title card.
Yeah, the fact that that's how they chose to do Starfield and Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
kind of
and at least they're honest, but saying with Elder Scrolls, we know you want this. By the way, it's coming out after Starfield, which
it's
is
literally like a
development.
decade
I
from
feel
now
like-
you'll get to play this game.
Yeah, I mean the Starfield one is like better because I mean it's okay just to have a title card if you just want to announce
I mean,
it.
at least
it's
that's
fine.
the next game.
But
coming
Elder
out.
Scrolls was just cheap. That was
No,
a
okay,
cheap
I'm gonna throw
announcement.
this that way to put it in maybe context and correct me if for some reason I'm wrong on this. Starfield is like the Fallout 4 timing wise of next generation. Elder Scrolls is the Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Same team.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. I mean, it's gonna be Maryland. I mean, it's the Maryland. Yeah, they're gonna be the ones doing it, and they're the ones that's currently working on
So that's
Yeah, that was cheap.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't like talking about Elder Scrolls 6 right now. It makes me sad. It makes me sad.
And then this is gonna sound bad, like I'm trashing the game, but I am gonna say that I was disappointed in Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. That's not to say that I'm not going to love that game, like I said, but just looking at it first look, I was like, I don't know. I was expecting something else.
Yeah.
Wanted something more.
Yeah.
So,
at least we'll get plenty more.
yes.
And that was a side quest, which is interesting.
I guess, I mean, this is more we already kind of touched on, but like one of my biggest disappointments is that I just feel like this is, in my opinion, 2 years in a row now where Bethesda has not proven to me why they need this conference. And it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit because it's just starting to feel like they're doing this just to prove it to someone.
Well, again, if Walmart Canada, I think that did screw them
but
up.
even so, Rage could have been shown somewhere else. I mean, it wouldn't have been as long. It wouldn't have been as much of it is. But just like, I just maybe it's also because we were tired and we were doing these like watch-alongs and everything. But I felt like Bethesda was wasting my time more than they should.
The 2 biggest things that you can say to justify their conference was the Rage 2 stuff and the Fallout 76 going in depth as they did. And they just threw in Starfield and Elder Scrolls to
It was still too long.
Just cut some of the fat.
But they threw in Starfield and Elder Scrolls to partly so people can stop asking about them. But that was just raise more questions like, is it coming this year? Is it coming this year?
Yeah.
No, it's not coming anytime soon. And to, further show like, hey, we had this press conference for a reason. We announced these 2 big games you won't be playing for at least 5 to 10 years.
Well, and that seemed like that was such an un-Bethesda move to go out there and be like, yeah, we're just going to make, we know you want this, so we're just going to make this like cheap grab for that. I don't know. I was just a little disappointed. Like, I love Bethesda as a company with a lot of things they do, maybe not the way that they treat some journalists and stuff, but there's a lot of things I love about Bethesda and their culture and everything about them, and I just wish that they could figure out a better way to do this. But
So
that's it.
I guess next thing, which game showing sold you on the game or, sold you on it more? Made you feel better about it?
I just saw yours. Mine's Hitman 2. I mean,
the
absolutely
Hitman show,
Hitman 2.
well, you saw some Hitman 2 gameplay, right?
I don't know if I have, actually.
I don't think there's any official one. I think a lot of people just played it.
Okay.
Maybe with the IO guys there, and it's just a bunch of footage out there, but it just looks really good. It's like the world just seems more vibrant. The world feels more alive because they've even mentioned this, or it seems like they've been showing this off, and like the people seem like they're actual people. They're having conversations about a whole bunch of random crap.
Cool.
And more seeing people. And
That's exciting.
But it looks like the ways to kill might be more interesting.
I need to watch that.
And there was one thing with a mascot who sounds like he wasn't supposed to be there. He actually took the actual mascot's outfit, so it's kind of like a side quest in there. Type thing. It was kind of cool. So.
And
So
sweet.
things were cool.
Oh yeah, I'm always excited about that game.
Yeah.
Or those games.
What'd you have, Will?
That just sold me. Resident Evil 2, of course.
Same.
Rage 2, of course. Devil May Cry, I thought looked pretty cool. I don't know if I would say sold me. But
Yeah,
I'm, like,
the
interested.
only
wasn't
thing
enough.
about why that one didn't even cross my mind for that is we only saw that trailer, which looked awesome.
I would say this much, like I actually as a kid, like I love the old Devil May Cry games, but I have not thought about them in a long time. And even gearing up to this, like I knew that this announcement was coming, and I just didn't care that much about it because I just figured I'm done with Devil May Cry. That trailer finally did, it got my attention.
Yeah,
it sold me on the concept of maybe I do want, maybe I would play another Devil May Cry.
It just looked really pretty to me.
Yeah, like we said during the reaction, it looked prettier than I even needed it to. Like I would have been impressed with less, but I thought that.
So yeah,
and I've seen some negative things about that trailer afterwards. I thought that was a really cool trailer.
Wait, okay, I got one more. Going back, one more big surprise: the resurgence of Capcom.
That's good.
Just throughout the years, and I think this solidified it with Mega Man 11 and just kind of being there and being a thing. Devil May Cry and Resident Evil.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of been like building up the last few years, but I agree this was kind of like the pin and it was like Capcom's back. I mean, you can't say anything otherwise at this point.
You got any more of those games?
I maybe same as Devil May Cry 5, where it got my attention. I'm not sold on it, but was Dying Light 2.
I agree.
It's like that was a good showing. It was
again one of those things, not necessarily my thing, but that was a damn good showing.
Yeah.
I mean, that sold me in concept. Like, I'm gonna be looking out for more Dying Light 2. So
okay, just one more thing that kind of not completely sold me, but
I agree with this thing.
But sold me more. Super Mario Party.
Yes.
That's cool, yeah.
Yeah, the trailer, you can immediately tell, okay, there's not going to have all the complete BS from the last game. At least to the point where it doesn't look fun.
Nothing jumped out as gimmicky BS that would make me not like this game.
Yeah, there are gimmicks in it, but the actual kind of fun gimmicks you expect out of Mario Party. And I actually watched the gameplay videos they had of the Treehouse, and that kind of solidified mini games look fun. There was like there's some interesting stuff going with the boards and everything. It was like they actually put more thought in it. So, obviously, I'm not 100% in, but they got me more interested.
Yeah.
And before we get to the games or shows, final one, which game's showing unsold you on a game?
Like, this sounds worse than I mean for it to, but I was gonna say Skull and Bones. I don't think Skull and Bones looks bad at all.
That's also mine, yeah.
But I feel like I might be taking it from a different stance because like I legitimately think like Skull and Bones could be very fun to its audience and everything. I think this just solidified like what the game was.
Exactly.
And I'm like, cool. I'm gonna exit for the most part. Like if this was like really cheaper or like way down the line, like maybe I could jump in there and have some fun. But I'm never gonna pay full price for it. And like that's okay. Like I'm like it's just not. It's not the pirate RPG that everyone wants.
It's never. I was never really sold on this game to begin with. I almost feel like this is a carryover from last year because it's like I knew what it probably was, and I was still kind of like maybe they're doing something else. And then when I saw it, I was like, all right, well they're not.
It is what it is.
And I still see people carrying the torch of like maybe next time they'll shoot. I'm like, no, just stop.
This is the
Get
game.
it out of your head. It's not the game. That game's probably being made by someone else because so many people asked for it. This is not.
There it is.
I have one, partly just because I didn't have anything out. Pokemon Let's
already
Go.
unsold on Pokemon.
No. I had hope, but what they showed and what they said completely unsold me. Like 1%, I'm not getting this game. Everything they showed just does not look good, and it looks like it's literally for babies.
And Nintendo should feel bad. You should all feel bad for like.
No, not necessarily that, but yeah.
Okay. All right, E3 2018 Game of Show.
Actually, I want to give a shout out to Anthem for making me feel very meh. Which wasn't a unsold or sold.
I guess I never got to see your impressions on it.
I thought about it like last night, like maybe it's unsold and so I can put more sold or more unsold. I don't know. They put the in between in there.
I feel so weird because like Anthem, everything I'm seeing in Anthem was like, I can't say this is bad, but for some reason I'm so bored. And maybe it's just because of EA's press conference.
Yeah, I think that might have been.
Maybe it just looks like it's was made in a lab to be the perfect kind of game if it is, and appeal that to the point where it's just kind of boring.
Everything looks a little too pristine. I want to see a real gameplay, just go through a solid portion.
Honestly, I'm not the biggest. I haven't played the most BioWare games, and honestly, I haven't liked the ones that I do play. I just don't think their games are for me. But this does not look very BioWare-like to me. This just kind of screams Bungie Destiny vibes, and I don't really get.
I still want this game. I still want to play it, but yeah, I was expecting to be way more excited about it.
Yeah. I imagine when the other February 22nd games coming out, I'm still gonna be playing Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil.
And Anthem could still be amazing. I think EA's press conference kind of colors everyone's everything. Okay. Anyway.
All right, let's do this. Games of the show.
Yes.
All right, how are we doing this, Jeff?
I mean, we can.
Are we starting from the bottom? No, we're here.
Again, I don't have them numbered. I just.
Well, yeah, I don't really have mine that numbered. Either.
But by the looks of Will's, and I imagine yours, Darby, we at least have 2 in common.
All right,
all 3 of us.
I can just go ahead and announce my game of the show. You ready?
Sure.
It's gonna be the
Your
same.
number 1.
Yeah. The Last of Us Part 2. It's The Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's on my list. I'm saying number 1.
I mean, yeah. Even if we just took that whole extended demo as one trailer, that would it's the game of the show. Yeah, we didn't even see 15 minutes of the game.
And here's the thing about it. In a way, we didn't get much, but we got what we needed. We don't as far as story stuff goes. We don't need much. We're in. We don't want to see too much.
Exactly.
But they need to tell us how has the gameplay evolved, and we've seen how that can be in this game.
Well, it's it answered so many questions, but then left the questions open that you want left open. Yes. I don't know about the story and why they got here.
Where is they mention him? But what's Joe up to?
Yeah.
What is his?
But they even answer you're playing as Ellie and stuff, at least for the mainly and everything.
They say the whole time. I don't believe. I don't believe them 1 second. They said Joel was still a playable character last time, and don't believe their lies.
And they answered Gameplay stuff, how that's changed. They answered where they the tone they're setting with the story and everything.
It felt like the opposite reveal of Death Stranding in that same conference. It was I still don't know anything about Death Stranding. You showed me a little bit more gameplay, but I feel like I know way more about Last of Us.
I feel the little bit of the gameplay shows told us, may not all, but about all we really wanted to know right now.
Yeah.
Why we should be excited for this sequel.
I really don't need to see any more of the game.
I don't either. I mean, that was amazing, and I'm good. They could just go radio silent and be like, "It's out today. Go home and download it."
Honestly,
that'd be perfectly fine.
I might actually try to stay away from this game now. I've never really done that with a game, but
I did that with Uncharted 4.
Yeah,
I saw that very first thing where he almost hit the train car or whatever, and I didn't see any other trailer.
I'm weak, so
I'm a weak one.
We can just say probably what's the other one all between, as I can see on Will's list, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
That is my number 2.
I don't even have a Switch, and I'm like, wow, that looks cool. I'm excited.
It was everything that I wanted to Smash. This is the perfect Smash Bros. Game. Although literally every single concern that I had going into the Smash Bros. Game, that I had already accepted that none of those concerns were gonna not be met, and they did. Yep. I left with no
this doesn't affect us as much. It looks like we don't know for sure. They made some gameplay changes, which can be cool for us, but can make the Melee fans happy, and we can maybe have a mostly unified Smash, where everyone comes together, but except for those couple people who are Melee or die. It has to be pixel perfect.
Those people will never be satisfied.
Exactly.
But I'm in the golden zone. They could literally drop this game with nothing else, and I would be perfectly happy. So everything else is just happiness and just gravy. I mean, I'm good. I'm good.
I think there was one other game on my and Will's list that are in common. I'll just go ahead and say it. Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
Come on.
So good.
That showing was just too good.
Also, the fact that it comes out so soon.
Again, I bet on the wrong Capcom game.
You did.
Should have felt in my heart.
My number 3, even though we didn't see much gameplay, it's Cyberpunk. Because, and I've seen people complain about that because, we only saw it. But that trailer, while it wasn't gameplay, that was about the most jam-packed, just, without having gameplay, just story or tone trailer you could possibly have. Because, I've gone through it and I'm pausing it with every cut to see different parts of this world and just how it sets up like it just focuses on the city. It doesn't tell you anything about the story that you're going into, and that's good. Like I just want to see this crazy world that these like probably my favorite developer right now is making. To see like it has the Blade Runner vibes, but it also has like its own vibe. Like it's perfect. It's just absolutely perfect. So like
and it'll be perfect when you play it in 5 years.
Yes, I mean, Cyberpunk is like probably one of my most anticipated games period right now, and so that's
yeah. Do you have any more?
I had 2 more. The obvious one, Kingdom Hearts.
Yep,
of course.
I got multiple trailers. I heard from gameplay impressions they improved on the previous beta, taking people's complaints to heart as far as the floatiness of the gameplay thing. So that kind of took on me. I got one more. I'll just rattle it real quick. Spoderman. Like I said, I really like the demo and everything. And compared to a lot of these other ones, we got more gameplay impressions from people, and then we saw the footage from the open world stuff, which of course add to it. And everyone says it feels great and it's fun to play.
Yeah.
And it comes out in 3 months.
That's the biggest thing. Number 4, Fire Emblem. Talked about it so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Rage 2.
Let's move into and kind of quickly go through our prediction winner thing. So if you didn't see a few weeks ago, we all made some bets on E3, and they're all like weighted differently. You'll find out whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yada yada.
And we did it for Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, and third parties, and we're going to add up who was right and who was wrong in all these to see who is the winner of the cookout tray. We've leveled up this year.
Yep.
Or is it cookout tray and milkshake? I think it just it adds on. Like I said, eight betting specials or whatever. From now, we're going to be buying each other cookout franchises. Like here's a store. Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. Yeah, and the way you didn't see the points work. We got 5 bets for each category: the Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, third party, and we have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bet. Number 1 costs the most points at 5, and it goes down to the number 5 bet, counting 1 point.
Let's do it.
We do partial points because
I want to beat this man.
We do partial points.
Gotta beat this
man. Sony bets. We're just going to start the order we have on here with me. My number 1 bet: Devil May Cry 5 will be announced here and get a January 2019 release date. Wrong, because it was announced at Microsoft and it's not coming out 2019, but that would be irrelevant anyway. 2, we will see Red Dead Redemption 2 at the conference, and time exclusive content will be announced.
Rockstar doesn't go to E3, Jeff.
Hey, I had hope. They said they're going to have exclusive stuff. My number 3 Sony bet: for Death Stranding, we will get what is obviously gameplay. We did. All that walking around, that was gameplay.
It was a lot of walking.
Yep. So got 3 points for that one. And number 4, Medieval will be shown and get a release window. Yeah, Medieval. What are you doing?
No Medieval.
Me and my Sir Dan. Number 5, less than 10 humans will die in The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, so close.
I was close. Wasn't it like 11 or something?
I think it was like 12.
Yeah, 12 or 11, and there were no infected or anything. Come on, Naughty Dog.
Come on, man.
Also, we have not really seen any infected that much.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think it's
other than like saying, yeah. So I got a total of 3 points for Sony.
Boom.
Will's Sony bets. His number 1 bet: From Software formally announces their new game, which is not Bloodborne 2.
The controversial.
I got that right.
No, you didn't.
Technically.
It was implied. It was Sekiro, and that was at Microsoft.
We all knew that we were talking about Shadows Die Twice. If you had remembered the name, you would have said Shadows Die Twice.
Yes.
Number
2, Ellie is the central playable character in Last of Us Part 2. That is correct.
Yes.
She was shown playable, and from all Naughty Dog told us, she's the only playable character. Don't believe their lies, but for now, you get those points. That's 4 points for that one. Will's number 3, Sony bet: Death Stranding release window of fall 2019. We didn't get nothing for these release dates. Number 4, Miles Morales is playable in Spider-Man. He could be. We don't know now.
Could be.
We're not going back.
I expect him to be because he was in that other trailer, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Number 5, PlayStation Now is remedy to align closer with Xbox Game Pass by lowering price or bundling it with more expensive PlayStation Plus. Nope.
I like making bets like that, but they never end up well.
Yeah.
I feel like they're more fun to make. But
you're willing it to existence. You're just having fun with it, man.
So Will has 4 points.
Beat you, Jeff.
Currently in the lead.
Darby's Sony bets. Number 1, Ghost of Tsushima will have no supernatural qualities. Normal video game logic breaks don't count, and me will be the judge, and there's no contest there. So you got 5 points for that.
I did not feel good about that, but I'm happy because that's
50-50.
the way I want that game to be.
Number 2, Spoderman will be the first game of the Big Four shown at Sony's conference.
The last. It was the last.
Yeah, 25% chance of getting that.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ghost of Tsushima will get a release date between March 1st and June 1st, 2019. We didn't get nothing, Darby.
Nope.
No release window, no nothing.
Nothing.
May not even come out next year for all we know. Number 4, there will be a baby on screen for at least 2 full minutes.
This is not even close.
Not even
Yeah,
close.
during
Like
Death
3
Stranding's trailers
seconds.
and gameplay footage.
Even though I feel like the butt should just count as a minute on its own, I still wouldn't get it. But I think that should just.
Number 5, another Death Stranding bet. Death Stranding will not get a release date or window during the conference. You're right, Darby. So
right.
6 points. So
It's never getting a release date. It's never coming out. We are Death Stranding.
Darby's in the lead.
You watching this podcast, you're playing Death Stranding.
Me 3, Will 4, Darby 6.
These Microsoft bets are real
Microsoft.
funny because they are terrible for me and Darby.
Spoilers. Let's get to it. Okay, so here are my Microsoft bets. Cyberpunk 2077 will be shown with a cinematic trailer.
5 points.
Yep, 5 points. Number 2, Gears of War 5 will be announced. It will come out this year.
Jeff, it was called Gears
2 points.
5. Okay.
Yeah, Gears 5 was announced, but it's not coming out this year, so I get partial credits for 2 points. My number 3 bet, Microsoft will announce an exclusive game from Japanese developer. Did not
Surprised
happen.
this didn't happen.
They had a lot of Japanese developers there, but
They
none
had that
exclusive.
Vesperia.
Yeah. Number 4 bet for me, a third-party game will be announced to come out day and date on Game Pass. I was correct, but not the way I thought. They had indie games to announce for that. Luckily, I didn't put AAA.
Sweet bye.
Yep. And my number 5 bet, Crackdown 3 will be delayed to 2019. Yep.
Jeff, why you gotta be right all the time, man?
I don't know. So I got 10 points from Microsoft.
That's sad, right? Yeah. 10 points Jeff just had. Like, he only lost, 1.5 bets.
Yep.
Yikes.
Wills.
I can't believe I lost this one.
More Anthem gameplay and exclusive content. Nope.
Not there at all.
Anthem was not there.
Yeah, the fact that Microsoft showed 50 games and Anthem wasn't one of them is kind of crazy. But.
Yeah. Number 2, Cyberpunk 2077 is revealed with a gameplay trailer, but no date. It was revealed, but none of that other stuff. Gotta have credit there. Number 3, Hitman Season 2 announced. It was announced, just not at Microsoft. Number 4, a Game Pass Live bundle will be announced, but will not take the place of either. Nope. Number 5, Crackdown 3 will be re-revealed, but with a surprise summer release date no later than September 30th. No.
That was ballsy.
It was ball. I respect it, man.
So you got a total of 2 points for Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft.
2 to 10.
Yep.
Is currently.
Darby's bet, Microsoft bet. Assassin's Creed Odyssey will be revealed at Microsoft with a gameplay section. Wrong. Was it even shown there?
No, it wasn't there at all. So
yeah,
I wasn't as close as I thought. Like, originally, we were like, oh god, I just got screwed by the leak, but I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah. Number 2, Cyberpunk 2077 will be shown at Microsoft 2019 release date. It was shown there, but no release date.
No release
Half
date.
credit. Number 3, Halo 6 will be announced. It will be called Halo 6. Release date this year. Completely wrong. You just have to believe the 6.
Yeah, that's funny that you specified that.
Because I expected if I just said a new Halo would be announced, I thought that you guys would be like, all right, come on, So I thought I had to take a side on Halo 6 or not Halo 6, and I chose.
Just roll with it.
Chose the wrong one.
Number 4, Crackdown 3 will get a November release date. Nope. Next year. Number 5, new Fable announced.
Sad.
So
Sad boy.
2 points for Dario overall as well. So our totals right now are me 13, Will 6, and Darby 8.
It's not looking great, boys. Not looking great.
From
Nintendo
first
bets.
to worst. Will Outlaw.
The Will Outlaw story.
So here we go. Okay, here are my Nintendo bets. Smash will have at least 3 new characters announced with at least one third party announced.
Please make sure you're talking into the mic.
Sorry.
I just noticed that you kind of.
There are only 2 characters announced: Daisy and Ridley. Daisy Ridley was announced.
Daisy Ridley.
Yep.
I actually counted this for you.
It's like Full Metal Alchemist when the girl and the dog fuse. It's like that, but with Daisy and Ridley.
It's horrifying.
Just picture that in your mind.
With at least one third party character announced and no third party characters announced, and only 2 characters to know.
True.
Number 2, Retro's game will be announced. It's the Star Fox racing game, and it will come out this year. None of that happened.
Still surprising. I guess that's another biggest surprise. Is that wasn't there.
Number 3, Animal Crossing will not be mentioned unless related to Smash. Nope. All we really heard about was the Villager. That was it in Smash.
Still terrifying.
Yep. Number 4, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Story DLC, and we'll get an October release date. The DLC was shown there, but it's got a September release date. It's half credit.
So close, Jeff.
Yep.
So close.
Number 5, Fire Emblem Switch will be shown, and something will be shown for it that appeals to the waifu crowd.
I've never been happier that you're wrong, Jeff.
I got half credit though.
I'm sure you're pretty happy to be wrong.
That's why I had to change. I was like, oh yeah, I had it separate, so I got the Switch part right, the game being shown right. So I got 4.5 points for my Nintendo thing. Not as good as last year.
No,
that's good.
Jeff swept Nintendo.
Yep. Here's Will's Nintendo bets. Number 1, at least 5 third-party games are to be ported. Now, I went through that thing. Only 2 third-party ports were actually announced: Fortnite and Fighters.
Sad.
The rest of them were either previously announced or coming out at the same time. So, number 2, DLC for Super Mario Odyssey, including a new kingdom. That was a good bet, but no.
That's a good bet, though. I'm sad.
Number 3, Animal Crossing for Switch is announced. Also a pretty good bet, though. Number 4,
Sure, they sound great in the microphone.
The Zelda Switch bundle is announced for the West. Yeah.
If only.
Yeah. They said that's this Japan only thing for now, I believe. Number 5, Star Fox Grand Prix is not revealed.
He got one.
He got 1 point for Nintendo.
1 total point.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you.
You take that point with pride, man.
And Darby for Nintendo. Fortnite will be announced for Switch exclusive skins when Mario related.
Got half.
Got half.
Should have went for the shadow drop instead.
Yep, should have went for the shadow drop.
That's true.
Number 2, Fire Emblem Switch shown will be one game again.
That's true.
And if it ends up being multiple games, we know it's one game for now. So
for now,
yep,
can't take it from me.
Number 3, Yoshi shown, releasing in October and November. Yeah,
it's dead.
They talked about
Yoshi's dead.
Yeah, we're going to tell you that Yoshi is dead.
We might hear about it in October and November.
Mario killed him.
Number 4, Metroid Prime 4 won't be shown. Nope. Why'd you have to be right, Darby?
No.
You made everyone all set.
Nope.
Number 5, Mario Maker for Switch shown in some way. No.
Not the case.
No.
So I get 8.5 points for that, Darby. So
I won Nintendo.
Yep, surprisingly. So scores at this moment. Jeff 17.5. Will 7. Darby 16.5.
How did this happen?
So, and Darby pretty close.
With that, I'm only down by 1 point.
Yes, at the moment.
And Will's down by like 10 points to both of us.
Yes.
All right, this is a good world.
If I counted that,
I like this world.
I don't have on here added up. I just have the final scores. Third party bets. Jeff bets. Number 1, Kingdom Hearts 3 will get a 2018 release date, and we'll have at least 2 worlds announced, one being Frozen. So no 2018 date, but 2 worlds were announced and 1 was Frozen. So I got 2/3 credit for that one.
Well done.
It's fair. Sounds fair to me.
It's Beyond Good and Evil 2. We'll get a gameplay trailer. We got a little gameplay stuff, and will not get a release date or window. That stuff happened. Number 3, Elder Scrolls 6 will be announced in Bethesda's conference.
Announced.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm not taking
I was
away
technically
from you.
correct, but that's kind of correct.
You were a JPEG.
Yep.
That's what made you correct.
Number 4, Shadow Die Twice will be there. It's a new IP and is multi-platform. Sekiro is all those things.
I wish that you had said, and it's published by Activision. We're like, what? What are you talking about?
Number 5, Resident Evil 2 Remake will be re-revealed. Yep.
It did.
So I got almost a perfect score for
Yeah, you'd almost swept the third.
Yep, if I only get part of that.
So it's super not looking good.
Yeah, I got 13.3 points.
Good lord.
Actually, yeah, so you would have to get all of them correct.
Well, let's see.
Let's see.
So Will.
Or I can get double points on all mine and win.
Double Jeopardy.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Will. Prey standalone DLC announced. It happened. We weren't sure at the time,
It
but
took some time.
IGN
took some research.
Yep. 2, Bethesda unveils the sci-fi RPG codename Starfield.
JPEG.
All about the
Busting out them
JPEGs.
JPEGs.
3, at least 2 AAA games will announce a Battle Royale mode, not including Battlefield.
Surprised by this.
I don't think we got any.
Good restraint, video game industry. I'm proud of you.
Good restraint.
Number 4, EA addresses the loot box controversy. They did multiple times.
I like that prediction as well. Yeah, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
Number 5, a car door was shut in the Division.
Can't believe
I'm
this
so
happened.
disappointed. I wanted you to get this so badly.
And so Will got 11 points during that one.
Not bad, William.
Not bad at all.
So, and Darby's, that's the final bets of our little E3 game. Number 1, Fallout 76 will release this year. We will see gameplay and base building.
Wrap it up.
All that happened.
It's all true.
Number 2, Avengers game will get a trailer to 2019 release dates. No. Number 3, new Doom game announced. It happened.
JPEG.
4.
Basically.
We got a little more.
It was a couple JPEGs, you know?
Yeah. Number 4, Live Strange Season 2 announced. You were a week off, Darby.
Yeah, it's so close.
God, no. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So cool.
Number 5, Rocksteady will announce a DC-related game.
Oh, my heart.
See,
Is that rain? I don't know if that was rain or the air conditioning.
Darby, I kind of wish you got perfect score in this.
Yeah, I had some very hyped things
So
there.
I
I
won.
went all for the hype. So
I
Jeff,
won.
so Will
Do you know I
wins.
won?
What?
Second year in a row.
Grand totals. Jeff, 30.8. Will, 18.
31.8.
All right, let's see about Darby. Let's see if Darby can do it.
Darby, 24.5.
Oh.
But I beat Will, so who cares? I mean, that's all.
Just for the fun of it, I quickly did I'll allow you to get double points for the third party. You still lose,
Thanks.
but
Yeah, but then I beat Darby.
I won.
I won.
Nah, I beat Will.
That makes him the winner.
Thank you for participating, Jeff.
So when I'm getting cookout.
No, so he went from worst to first, and I went from first to worst.
And Darby's
You're
still
just in the middle.
Consistent, man.
You're consistent.
Right here, and just
always
coast
get
through
second.
life. Coast through life, right?
You are
Even
always
in
the
the other
runner.
not
ones
the
when it's just
worst.
2 people.
Not the worst.
You're the
of
runner
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I haven't won one.
I don't know what happened to me this year.
I'm
guys.
never going to, Jeff. You know, I'm just gonna straight shoot it. That's all I do here.
Man.
So when do you want your cookout, Jeff? You name the time and
Right
place?
now?
No. Literally just name. Let's go. We'll have to take your picture as we did with Will. It's tradition at this
That's
point.
true.
You have to make them.
Except now you'll have like
2 items.
a burger in one hand and a
How are we gonna one up this next year? Is there gonna be
2 cookout trays. So much.
Leftovers.
I don't even want this.
That was good. That was fun.
Well, congratulations.
Year 2.
Thank you.
You did very good.
Year
You
2.
did very, very, very good. Worst to first.
I am shocked that I did so well at third parties in Microsoft.
You
we
get all
know-
that green, man.
Do you remember what the points were last year? I wonder how much you beat.
I couldn't. I mean, we could
Yeah, I
look
wonder how
back. I
different
cannot
it is.
tell you.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I feel like I had like 27 points or something.
I think I remember me and you. I think it was 20 something point. Like I know you beat me by
Yeah.
like 0.3 or something. Like it was
dumb.
something like crazy like that.
I also wanted to point out how like non-crazy our bets were compared to kind of funnies.
Oh yeah, theirs was like absolutely.
Yeah, when I think
Completely out
didn't
there.
Greg win? Spoiler alert! When we're like 6 or something.
Yeah, it was like
Really?
Yeah.
yeah. He
I
had,
haven't listened to it yet.
like I think he literally got like 4 predictions right in one.
Yikes. Well, I'm sure theirs are harder though because they know some things already.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I think they just.
Well,
went a little more
and the
crazy with it.
reason I like how our rules are kind of different because Greg won mainly because he predicted Fortnite being on Switch and that what's that arcade game?
Killer Queen.
Oh, yeah.
Killer
Killer
Queen
Queen.
Black, and those leaked and he knew it and he predicted those.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
true.
that's okay. those are your rules.
Did he say that he didn't know it when he predicted it or something? I don't know.
Oh.
We're taking a very deep dive into kind of funny things. Thank you so much for watching our E3 prediction, reaction, whatever. Another E3 done in the books, and I'm pretty excited about it. So
My poor wallet.
yeah, seriously.
September, why?
Check out all of our other stuff. We have Pokemon Nuzlocke series that I'm pretty proud of going on that Will should watch. You know, if he really wanted to support his friends, if he really cared about the hard work that his
Well,
friends.
you think
put
I
into
care,
and stuff.
We can hope.
Yeah, I mean, I can hope and dream.
And we're
But
recording more tomorrow.
and we are recording more tomorrow with Alexander Boone. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is he taking my spot? Oh no.
You could have. You don't even watch the thing.
No.
Will. You don't
Do you want to join in our Nuzlocke?
You're welcome to join. Hey, Will, actually, you'd be perfect. You could join me as the third chair and there's nothing about Pokemon.
Yep.
Just makes fun of it.
That would definitely be me.
And just rambles on about.
And then you get
nonsense.
strangely attached to these pixelized animals, and
Honestly,
when they die, you cry.
Honestly, they make a bunch of combat decisions. I just named the Pokemon. That's all I really care about. That's really what I care most
And
about.
then he cries when.
What's the best name you have?
I don't know, Jeff. What's your favorite name so
I don't
far?
know.
We have a Gyarados named Cardi B. I thought that was
Cardi
pretty
B,
funny.
that's good,
Yeah,
yes.
So that was pretty funny. I mean, it's a Magikarp right now, which is even funnier. But yeah. Anyway, watch all that stuff. We might be doing a God of War thing really quick here, so that might be going up. Watch it. Bye.